Real Talk Barbershop 870. Let's get it.
Back in the building.
Bro, we back.
Checkmate.
Man. It's been a long time, man.
Yeah.
Hey, this that real talk, so let me talk real. This that type of shit that when they drop a nigga call chill. We gon' talk sense, talk meals, making every second count for all my partners lost years.
Let's go.
Talking credit,
Hey, check one.
real estate. Love be faking, hate be
Check
real,
one.
so them
Check
folks
one.
really
We never hear none of this while we actually, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Bring our minds together, see how much time
We do it, though.
really make.
Let go.
Talking sports, music, politics. Blueprint to success, you wanna win, you better follow this. This the insight and enlightenment.
Hey.
The two zips of the code of
Hey.
10-year fed indictment. Let's talk religion, race, and leadership. Slave mentality, cause all we really want is
Change the
whip.
wheel. Hey.
All we really want is cane to flip. Make sure that you came equipped. Shit so deep, I should bring a ship. Hey, let's talk integrity and structure.
Hey,
standing up for something.
Shout out to Danger the Mac one time. Hey man, we finna get ready to kick this off, but y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, and follow us on Real Talk Barbershop 870 on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, Facebook. Man, y'all show us some love.
Shout out to the Mac, man.
For sure.
Yeah, it's your boy Ro.
It's your boy Preach Boy Spann.
It's your boy Bebe the Motivator.
And I am JR, aka Mr. Rogers, and you're tuned in to
Real Talk Barbershop 870.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yes, sir. We
back.
in the building.
We back.
We in the building, man. Shout out to Danger the
back.
Mac, man.
Big shout out to Danger,
Shout out
man.
to Mac, man. Free the Mac.
Man,
What's
shout
happening,
out
brothers?
to the chicken sauce.
Big shout
Shout out,
to
man.
Chicken
Big
Sauce.
shout out to Blind for Chicken Sauce, man.
Shout out
They-
always.
What they just made history last night.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they just made history, man. We ain't never seen the Regions
Yeah.
title.
Yeah, we
No,
ain't
we're
won
not.
original. We haven't
No.
won
That was the first time.
We
Yeah.
run ups every time.
Really,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, we can overcome that North Little Rock
Mills.
Rock Mills.
Yep.
Rock Mills.
So
Man.
big shout out to
man,
Coach
that's
Pierce.
big.
Pierce,
You know
my
what
guy.
I'm saying?
Shout out to Pierce.
Shout out to
Shout.
All the coaches,
All the coaches, man.
the chicks, the
Keyshawn.
players, man. Y'all doing y'all thing, man. We
They
got one more to
scared
get.
of
Shout out to
Chicks,
TJ.
we got
Big
district.
shot.
Yeah.
They scared of
Hey,
them
we
chicks,
got
they
we got
scared.
district, we got regions.
And it's time for state.
What state located at
State is at the house.
72315.
So we ain't gotta travel. We
Man,
ain't
it's
going
in
nowhere.
870.
Hey man, shout out
to them
shout
boys.
out that we ain't gotta travel, man.
Yes, sir. Shout out.
Shout out to Little New Handed.
Hey man,
Travis Anderson.
man, feel like it's been a minute since we've been back in the studio, man.
Man,
been
it
a
feel
minute,
like
man.
it, man. It feel good to be here
Yeah.
this morning. Well, I was tired, man, but I guess when I came in here, I got that energy back. So
Man,
it's time to
I'm
rock
like
and roll.
you, man. Hey, but I'm very
Time to
excited,
roll,
man.
I'm
'cause-
excited too,
Time to
man. I'm
roll,
excited,
because
man. Got an
this-
awesome guest today.
Oh man.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, I'm talking about. I think we all gonna learn a lot from this one. I'm talking about all you gotta do is give him your ear. I'm sure he got plenty of wisdom. Matter of fact, I'm a witness that he got plenty of wisdom, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Plenty of wisdom.
What you think, B?
Man, I think he got a lot of wisdom, man. You know, man, we in the family together, you know what I mean, man. You know, nothing but love, man. Man, you know, man, I want to do, I never asked this question, but I'm going to ask it later on. But, man, I want to, can he cook too? But I ain't going to, leave it right there.
We finna see.
Set it
We
on
gonna
the
see.
table.
We
Yeah,
definitely
we're going to set it on the table.
We
Because
excited
his
about
sisters can cook.
Yeah.
And his
Sisters
mama
can
sure
cook.
could
Yeah.
cook when she was living.
I'm a witness.
Rest in love, Miss Willie Mae.
it. Yes,
Shout out
sir.
to Miss Willie Mae.
Yeah, rest in love.
Well,
Let's get to it.
I guess we're going to get to it, man. Without further ado, we're going to
No,
introduce her.
you said you.
Oh,
you
okay,
got
yeah,
the
yeah, that's
thing
right,
you
that's
wanna
right, that's
do,
right,
man.
yeah. I want to introduce
Come on,
her.
man. Y'all get
today.
yourself together,
you
B.
forgot the motivator?
Man, that's that Rotel, man. That's that BB Rotel.
You know, he about 3 plates.
Yeah.
Hold on, don't
Yeah.
do that.
I think it was.
That
though,
one on
B.
3, that was 1.5.
How many pieces of pizza you eat?
2?
Yeah. He
Bro,
good
did he?
stuff.
Did he eat
He good
two?
stuff.
I wasn't counting.
He went moving away from the table.
Row
He ate
1
about
count
5
because
pieces of pizza, man.
Row ate 2 plates of Rotel
Yeah.
too.
I ain't one place, but you
I
count
ain't
my
even count it.
rotel.
He
I ain't
count
said
yours.
nothing. See,
No,
I
you
always
did. No,
do
you
me
did.
like
I'm
that.
saying, bro. I'm saying, bro. You ain't gonna judge me because
I ain't
we both
judging.
ate too.
He said he didn't judge
I
me
ain't
this
eat
time.
because I ate at church.
I ate at church
And James still ate here.
I did.
Rotel was
Yeah, I
pretty
did,
good.
man.
Too. It was
So
pretty-
everybody don't eat twice.
I ain't number 185. I'm trying to get up there.
Rotel was pretty good. It was nice.
B,
Kind of spicy.
tell us something, B.
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to make my phone quit talking when I open it up. So go ahead and just talk. Let me see why I was talking like that, man.
What the hell your phone talking about? What is talking
Man, I
about?
don't know what you're doing over
Why
here.
you talking like that, man?
Go on, get to the
You
situation.
gotta get
I'm
yourself
trying
together,
to every time I
man.
open it, it talk.
It's open now.
Watch this.
You talking.
No, it's talking.
Yeah.
Man,
Close
close
out of there.
Close your apps out.
Yeah, close your app. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm
Hey
trying
man,
to
why BB trying to learn how to close his apps out, man? Y'all make sure y'all go like, subscribe, and
share.
follow, man. Follow us, share our
all
page,
that.
show us some love. BB, your phone still
Go
talking?
ahead, Shabba.
On
Go ahead.
YouTube,
Yeah, I'm trying to figure
all
it out.
platforms.
God, man, this was the perfect intro though.
It surely it's going.
Man,
How
get
long
that
it's
out of
been,
there.
y'all, man?
Man, is that an Android?
I don't know.
Is it an Android?
No, this is our phone, bro.
Oh,
This is our phone.
It's acting like one.
Sweating over here.
The phone will stop acting crazy.
The light's too bright for him. Let's go, man.
Shout out to them chicken sauce again.
Shout out to the chicks, man.
No, for real though, man. We got an outstanding guest today, man. We're gonna have a real. We're gonna have some fun, but man, it's gonna be a real. This topic is gonna be hot, man. It's something we all we see all the time. You know, injustices when it comes to the justice system,
absolutely.
Man.
unfairness,
Yes.
you know,
Man.
bias.
Especially when it comes to black men, boy.
We got
Black
proof
men, we
that
got
all
proof
this
today.
still
On the black
exists.
men.
We got proof today. So man, I'm
still
gonna
exists.
read this case study that I did before getting our guest on. I'm just gonna kind of tell y'all about it. It says whoever our guest is, he had filed an appeal, and this is what his case was. It says Eddie and Tony Evans were charged as principals or in a complicity with each other with 2 counts of delivery of a controlled substance, cocaine. Dixon's motion to sever was granted and he was tried separately from Evans. The state's evidence consisted essentially of the following. On February 9th, 1991, 1991.
I was 11.
February 9th, 1991,
Yeah.
I was 13,
Yeah.
12. 12,
Bro was probably 7.
yeah.
Yeah.
On February 9th, 1991, undercover officers Daryl Scrivens and Bobby Allison drove to a certain location in Blytheville. Allison was wearing a concealed microphone. Tony Evans approached the vehicle and sold 1 rock of crack cocaine to the officers.
How
Say it
much?
again.
1 rock.
One rock.
One rock.
The highest value of a rock is about $20.
$20?
$20. Yeah,
Yeah.
1 rock.
One
that's
rock.
The, that's the highest
if
amount.
you got them hubble, they used to call them hubble.
Yeah, if you got them slab.
hubble bubbles. Slide.
One rock.
1 rock.
All right, B.
Yeah. That's what they got
So-
caught with.
So 1 rock of crack cocaine to the officers. They asked to buy a larger quantity of cocaine, and Evans said he would have to get someone else to provide a larger amount. He left to contact his supplier. Moments later, a white Chevy Blazer arrived at the scene and parked some distance from the undercover officers. The Blazer had 1 occupant in addition, hold on. It jumped all crazy. They had 1 occupant in addition to the driver, correct. The officers watched as Evans went to the passenger side of the car, obtained a plastic bag containing 15 rocks of cocaine, and brought it to the undercover officers. They gave $250 to Evans.
$250.
$250.
Keep this in mind now. A $20 rock first.
A $20
Well,
rock.
I think it was probably one-sided rock, but it was like an 8-ball.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh,
No,
read
1
on,
rock.
read on. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
1
learning.
rock.
I'm learning.
Yeah, that was 120.
Dang.
Then they wanted more.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so they
Gave
gave $250 to Evans, which he took to the person in the Blazer, allegedly the appellant, who then left the area. Officer Daryl Scrivens testified that he had previously seen the passenger in the Blazer and had a photograph of him, which had been provided to him at the start of the operation. Scrivens stated that he went back to his meeting area and picked out the picture of the appellant as the person that had provided the cocaine for the transaction. A jury trial was held September 25th and 26th of 1991. The jury found Dixon guilty of 1 count
1 count.
of delivery of a controlled substance, cocaine, and imposed a $25,000 fine and a life sentence in Arkansas.
God.
Wait a minute.
I'm gonna read it again.
Hold on. It was never 8-ball. It was just one rock.
No,
It was an 8-ball. $250 8-ball.
Okay.
A jury found, I'm going to read that again. A jury trial was held on September 25th and 26th of 1991. The jury found Dixon guilty of one count of delivery of a controlled substance, cocaine, and imposed a fine of $25,000 and a life sentence.
And a life sentence.
$250.
Wow. And he got
That's
a life
amazing.
sentence.
$250. $25,000 fine. $25,000 fine and a life sentence.
That's crazy.
That's unheard of.
In the state of Arkansas, Department of Corrections, Dixon appeals from the judgment of conviction, asserting 6 points for reversal. Finding no error, we affirm the judgment entered pursuant to the verdict. So that goes into his appeal. It goes into his appeal after that. So with no further delay, we want to bring this story to y'all hot off the press. We want to introduce you to our man Eddie Tricky Dixon. Y'all just make some noise for him.
Let's go. Yes, sir.
How's it going, people?
Nice to meet you.
Hey, man.
Sure.
Hey, it's most definitely an honor to have you on RTB, Real Talk Barbershop.
Yes,
870, man.
Yes,
First
sir.
of all, thank you for accepting the request.
Okay.
Man, we knew that we had a dynamic story. We had something, man, that the world need to hear. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us, because, I met you later on, you know what I'm saying? But I want to know, when you left, I was 11. But
And I was 12.
You know what I'm saying? But we want to even get back to before then and talk about life before you left, and you know what I'm saying? Who is Eddie Dixon?
Well, better known as Tricky, if y'all didn't know that.
Better known as Tricky.
Tricky Dick.
That's I mean, I'm just somebody working at the time,
Yeah.
working at Snyder Wholesale, delivering food and all this here. So that's all practically what happened to me. And
Where you from?
I'm from Blytheville,
You from Blytheville?
Arkansas.
Okay, so you born and raised in Blytheville. So how was it for you coming, because you older than I am, how was it for you coming up as a youngster?
Well, it was, going through the changes and going to school, working. Called myself a good youngster. I believe I did pretty good with my life, and just ran into just trying to survive,
Right.
Being a single mom, son, and only son, and I feel like I had to provide for the whole family. So
Yeah.
I just,
Got you.
Like many of us.
did what I did, and got caught up.
So you got any siblings?
Yes, I have 3 sisters: Rosetta Dixon, Govina, and Tootie.
Shout out.
So
to
that's
you.
Maze Grill.
That's Maze Grill.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Better known as Maze Grill
up there.
Maze Grill, man.
Yes,
Shout out to
sir.
Maze
Shout out
Grill,
to Maze
man.
Grill.
Shout out to my people.
I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
just learned that.
Yeah.
Where it was better known as the top spot at the time.
Yeah,
I
top
remember it
spot.
being
Yes,
top
sir.
spot.
I remember the
Yeah.
top spot.
When
Jumping.
I purchased it at the time. So
Okay.
Top spot.
That was yours.
Yes.
Wow. I
Okay.
didn't know that either.
So before I left, that's what happened
Yeah.
And they turned it from the top spot.
to Maze Grill.
Okay.
After an incident happened, so my
Right.
mom had to change it to the top spot.
Okay.
Gotcha. So before the incident, when you was in school, did you play any sports, or how was school, or did you go to school? Was you skipping? How was them
I
years?
did a little skipping. I was a bad boy. You really want to say? My mind was on money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even at a young
money don't
age,
make sense.
when
At
you
a
think
young
that
age.
started?
I started selling. I went to Hayes store and bought $1 worth of Debbie's.
Debbie
Was
cakes.
selling it to my siblings and anybody else.
Yes, sir. You trying to get some money?
My mind was on the money.
Yes, sir.
At an early age.
At an early age. So
Okay.
that's what all started, and I just kept my mind on the money, and maybe I would think I was maybe doing on the wrong path,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
but I was just trying to provide,
That's it.
for myself and for the family.
What most typical black men these
Yeah,
days
because
do.
Yeah.
My mom was a single mom, and I'm the only boy.
Yeah.
So I just figure provide.
Yeah, let me help.
Best way
let
I
me be
can.
some help in the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And with Spann right here on that point, This is 1991. We going back to all the way back to 1991. So that's what 30 plus years ago.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
30 plus years ago.
Yes.
So think about we're thinking about now. Blythe, Arkansas, right? Same Blythe we in.
Yeah.
Same Blytheville.
Did they have any recreation? Did they have any
They
opportunity?
had nothing going on.
So
for
they ain't never had nothing going on for them.
So this 30 years later.
We still ain't got
and
nothing.
We still
don't
ain't got
have
nothing going on.
for the kids.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hate to say it like that, but the truth is the truth. It's a harsh reality.
Yeah.
So it had to be even worse then.
Yeah.
Motherfucker expect it. They ain't got nothing going on for the kids, man.
Yeah.
Crazy. I didn't. So
Yeah.
what the base was like then? Was the base here back then?
Yes, the air base was here, but they didn't have nothing going on for
They had nothing going on out there either.
For civilians.
no more than a club on,
Right.
on the weekends.
Right.
Yeah.
For older people. So
Yeah. So how did you transition from? Of course, we already talked about a little bit that you ended up getting caught with some crack cocaine. So how did you transition, or when was the transition from selling dope debit cakes to selling
well,
other
after
kind
I
of
got
cakes?
older, I discriminate myself a little, but I'd start with the marijuana. You know how people are; they get greedy and go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I have sold some cocaine
Right.
Yeah.
at one point, or two, but I might have got the big heads, and the public didn't love it.
Yeah.
At the time, because I started maybe showing out a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
having a little bit too much of everything, and they didn't have nothing. So
So you got to that.
yes, they claimed that I was the high archer, the one who provided. That's what it said in the paper, So
Yeah.
they're trying to justify for giving me this life sentence.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they gonna claim me I was the high archer of, providing for the city, which maybe, why they end up giving me what I got.
Man, I did
So,
hear.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I did hear, man. I did hear you was the man, man.
Yeah.
You was the man.
Yeah.
You was that guy.
But he wasn't the only one. So
I went on the one.
Yeah, the system is what we're gonna say. The system is designed to put
black
those
folk.
titles on us to
On
give
us.
us those
Oh, no
increasingly
doubt.
high sentences. Like
No doubt.
how could powder cocaine and crack cocaine the same thing? It's the same base, but
Yeah,
there's two
different
different
forms. Yeah.
two different penalties for it.
Yeah.
All I do is take this powder
One
and I
is
put
hard,
put
yeah.
something in it. Once it's hard, now I get another 10 years additional from this powder cocaine.
So my question, okay, was crack new to the
Yes.
people
That's
in them?
Crack was new to the people. It's come out.
that's when it
maybe
started jumping off,
87.
right?
So 87. So actually, it was something new.
Yes.
So
To be honest, it messed the whole town up.
okay.
And I had to agree with
Stone.
that. I didn't like it, even though I was selling it.
Uh huh.
I still was. I guess I'm
So,
kind of.
so you seen the change in our people.
I seen the change in the people.
It's like
I
an
tried
epidemic.
to talk to everyone that even buy the stuff. I try to talk to them and tell them to get off this or whatever. But I still want that money. Now.
There's no doubt about it.
So
Yeah.
as you
Get that
selling
straight.
it, you like, hey man, you might not need to smoke it, but
Yes.
I'll take the money.
Yes. Yes.
You seen
I
it
did
destroy
that.
people.
Yes, I've seen it destroy a lot of people in
So-
homes and everything.
Yeah. So, and I ain't mean to cut you off by no stretch of imagination. So, with it being new, so it was basically new to the government as well. Who was the president in back in those days?
That president then?
Ronald Reagan.
Was it Ronald Reagan?
Well, Ronald Reagan started.
Yeah,
Yes.
he started the war on
'Cause I-
He
drugs.
started one of the wars.
That's
drugs.
yeah,
He started
that's
on
what I'm
drugs.
trying to get to. I know they had that 3-strike rule and all that type of
then
stuff there.
Bill Clinton
I
started
still
that.
think like it was targeted for us black people.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
It was a
Because
target.
they know they were doing it, and the white people
Run the
was
drugs
coming
to the
there
black community.
buying it, and
Yeah.
so that didn't like. That's what happened to me. For us, the air base and all this here, because they were saying all of the white people was coming, getting from the black people for us crack cocaine. is
Wow.
concerned. And that's when they laid the law down and gave us, end up getting you all the time for what you can do.
Right.
But in reality, they provided to our community.
They provided, because we can't
We-
get in no plane and
Come on now.
drop nothing off.
Come
Come
on,
on now.
man.
Bring it in.
And I
Come on
don't
now.
think we talk about that enough.
Yeah, we need to talk
Main
about it.
thing, yeah.
They put it in our community to
They
destroy our
provided-
community.
That's what they did.
And then on top of that, it was a provider for people that couldn't get jobs and stuff like that to try to make some money.
Yeah.
Right.
So they really just kind of just almost destroyed a whole culture of people.
It's a win-win
From them.
for them.
For
Yeah.
them.
So
And then want to punish us so bad to where
yeah.
Then make
Make
money
an
off you
example.
while you
Yeah, so
locked
try
up.
to get as much
Damn.
young
what
black
I'm saying?
men or whatever off the street as they can.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. For
You
sure.
know, at the time, yes.
Yeah, man, you got to look. We got to look at the ploy. You know, I know we on here because we got to tell this story, but we got to look at the ploy from. Let's look at the police when Martin Luther King and all them was fighting for our rights. Look how dirty and crooked they were doing. Let's look at some of these TV movies that's brought reality that are straight out of Compton. Who was always their number one adversary?
Come on now.
The police.
No doubt about
They
it.
made a song called F the Police because for what? They wasn't just lying and saying the police were doing anything. Look at L.A. Rodney King riot, the beat of Rodney King.
It's still going on.
Ice Cube didn't want just saying fuck the police for no reason, just to be mad at them. They was beating this shit. They was already doing it to us, man. You know, you got the boys. You got the boys in Houston, the Ghetto Boys came out with Crooked Officer. You know what I mean? All these people ain't making these songs because they don't like the police. They're making these songs because this is a reality in our neighborhood. Reality. We just didn't have social media at his time.
Yeah.
Had we had social media and cameras, we would have been seeing police brutality. We'd have been seeing police playing drugs. Look at they finding out that police been playing drugs in Florida counties on black men.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Come on, man. This thing been set up against us from the beginning of time, and there's no way to look at it. White people don't like talking about it because they don't like to feel guilty. But the truth of the elephant in the room says this shit is set up against us, for real, systematically.
That's right.
And on that note,
That's
on that note, there, man, let us go take a break real quick, and we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Yeah,
to the hot seat.
for sure.
What's happening, y'all? This your boy Ro. And this episode of RTB 870 is sponsored by Jacob's Lawn Service. We licensed and insured. We do commercial and residential. When you don't want to get out there and cut that grass, give your boy that cash. Hey, and we got affordable prices. We're here to take care of all your lawn needs. So give your boy a call at 870-740-8534. That's 870-740-8534. You dig? This episode of Real Talk Barbershop 870 is sponsored by
870 Trucking.
Where they specialize in general freight.
Give us a call at
870-278-2934.
2934. Yes, sir.
You did.
All right, man, we back. We left off when we was talking about how the system, you know what I'm saying? It ain't fair. It's on purpose. Its purpose is done. It's set up against us.
It's on purpose. It's set up against us, man.
So Eddie, did you feel the same way? Was it just set up against us in them times?
At the time, I didn't, because I wasn't aware of how the system worked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so now that I did all the time and did all this shit, yes, I know it's set up against us.
Right.
Yeah.
And it definitely led me as an example.
Right.
They put me as an example.
Yes, sir.
And then,
So let us jump in it. What year was it that you got caught up, and how you get caught up? Let's kind of talk about it from that aspect.
okay, well, he introduced it at first and talking about the what Tony Evans had did, and I guess they wanted the person that provided to him.
Gotcha.
So they called me, but they said a moment later, but it was actually 3-4 hours later.
Wow.
Right.
So let's get that straight. And it was 3-4 hours later, and I stayed 5 minutes away from where he was talking about, from the hut to the, at the
So
place.
who is Tony Evans?
Well, Tony Evans was just some guy, I guess, was doing crack or whatever, and was out there selling for someone else.
Okay.
He wasn't selling for me.
So was he like an informant or something like that?
Come to find out, he might have been an informant.
Okay.
After years of, I didn't ever think so at first, but at the time, I didn't think he was an informant. I thought he was a friend.
Gotcha.
So,
So Tony Evans is somebody that you was close with.
yes, I knew him.
Okay.
I knew him, so he just called me. To be honest, he called me a few times about this crack thing, and I told him I didn't have time to come in there, and I hung up,
Yeah.
Like I said, 3 hours later, when I go up there to, my mom was owning the hut at the time.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So I go up there to eat, and so that's when all this went down.
Mm-hmm.
So
let us go back. Like, when did you find out about the crack epidemic? Like, when did you when did it touch? When did you get a hold of it?
To get on there, I actually went to Florida.
Okay.
Because I got a lot of people in Florida, and they had cocaine in my mind. Like I said, my mind on
It was
that
on
money.
money.
now.
It was on that
Since
money.
a little boy.
Money. So, damn. So I bought a got a few ounces from there and brought it back to Blythe. And you know, I've been cooking because I was, to be honest now, let's get this straight. I was done crack way before they started crack.
Oh.
I've been smoking too. No, I was a user.
So
Wow.
you smoked first?
I was a user.
Wow.
I was using it. Wasn't called crack then. It was freebase.
Freebase.
It wasn't no
Freebase.
crack. We had to
Yeah.
cook your own.
Yeah,
to get
freebase,
it from
yeah.
the powder. You had to cook your own stuff up.
So now we gotta go back again. When that start? And why?
Well, that started about 85, 86.
Okay.
And, you know, and I had a few
How
people
old was
doing
you?
it. At the time, I was about, 22?
Okay.
Maybe 22, 23 years old. And I actually got out, and my mom had warned me about this stuff. And then I didn't take no heed to
So
it.
it was a common thing. A lot of
Yes,
people were doing it.
no way,
Yeah,
but I
back
can
then.
I can count them on my 2 fingers how many people was doing it.
So it
It
wasn't.
wasn't
Blythe.
a common thing.
It was not a common thing. I
Oh.
can count the 10 peoples in the whole Blythe that were doing it at the time.
Okay.
I ain't gonna mention no names.
No,
Right,
no,
right,
It was
right.
way
No.
back in 85, 86. And you know, it was,
But you were one of
it was
them
not
people.
crack. Yes, I watched all the peoples. Yes, and then I ended up being one of them. Yes. So
Okay.
That threw me
I
all
ain't,
off,
I ain't
you
never
know.
know that.
yeah, I end up because it's so addictive. All it takes is one hit,
Wow.
and you know. And I got curious. I called
to the
myself
moon.
trying to sell the stuff.
To see
And
what it
got
feel like.
curious because I'm wondering. I'm asking these people. I said, "Man, why y'all started spending all y'all money on this?
Right.
Man, let me
Yeah.
try this. Let me try this."
It took you to the moon.
And that's all it takes. I'm telling you, one
So-
try board is.
That's what I heard.
So
too.
did that ever become like a problem? Interrupt your money? How did you
Oh, it
manage
definitely
that?
interrupted money.
No, it did.
It took the money all the way down,
Yeah.
and then that's when I started doing other things to get the money.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know,
Okay.
Okay, so
stealing and whatever.
But how much money? How much money you don't seen at one time for?
I done had my. So you got to go back to when I stopped.
Okay.
See, because when I was doing it, I ended up getting locked up and went to the penitentiary.
Gotcha.
And I sit up in that penitentiary for stealing. And I sit up in that penitentiary and I said to myself, I said, well, damn. I said, the same thing that got me broke, the same thing going to put me back on my feet.
Yeah.
So when I got out, around about 87, I got out of penitentiary around about 87. And my mind was determined. I wasn't smoking no more crack. I got off of that and I started selling.
Dang.
Between 87 and 91, I might have come up maybe $1 million or so.
Damn.
I
Dang.
mean, I don't know if I should say all that, but yes, I was
You
doing
just tell
that.
the
go
story.
ahead, go
Just
ahead.
Just
And
tell
I'm
us
also
story.
I'm gonna tell you this. I was also maybe at one point I made $6,000-7,000 a day.
6-7 bands a day.
I know y'all don't know if Blythe might have had that, but you believe me, you coming
Yeah,
from
Blythe
me,
had it.
they had it.
6-7
And I
bands a
was
day.
getting it.
So Trick, so you said like when I asked you like you went to Florida, right?
Yes,
So you brought the ounces back from Florida.
that's when I first started.
So you just said you made over like $1 million. So how much was the ounces back then?
How much was the ounce back then with Florida? I might have paid $700-800 an ounce. And I didn't give it. I might have got 3 or 4 of them, and then I made about. You can make about $3,000-4,000 off that ounce if you selling little
rocks.
$20 rocks. So that's what happened to me, you know. And I was selling as much to people's 24/7. You know, you on the crack, they 24/7 job.
Yeah, they come
They
in and
consistently
out
coming.
all night. It's no
Constantly
sleep.
coming. Ain't
no sleep. Ain't no
sleep.
sleep.
And you know, when you that money coming, you don't care about no sleep.
Yes, sir.
You know, and I ain't got to the point maybe I'd make all this money and I had so much money until I just can't. I said, I need to get some $100 bills. So I go to the bank every day. But them people seeing me every day.
Wow.
And
Every
they
day.
quit giving me them $100 bills. I'm trying to change the 20 for the hundreds. And
They stopped giving it to
They
you.
stopped. And so I had to go to different banks. And, you know, that's practically what happened at the time. And
Wow.
So what happened is, you know, you were young, then you 21, 22.
I was young.
You young, you're not thinking.
Man, I got all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And it's kind of what James said when he asked about the question. You know, when James asked the question about did you feel like the system was set up against us at 22? I can attest.
That.
Yeah, you don't, because I was 22 too.
Yeah, how the system was set up against me.
You
All
think
I
about
was
no
doing
system.
was just having. I'm sitting up here, got all this money. I said, hell, I can buy anything I want.
That ain't in your mind at
so
that
ain't
time.
nothing else in my mind
Yeah.
about nothing. And then let's get this straight. Now I was working at the time.
Got you. So you was working
you
at the
know,
time.
I had a little mind. You know, I was working.
Mm-hmm.
So until they kicked my door in. And then, you know, I had to stop working, and then I just really started selling.
Yeah.
So I tried to be careful at the time. So that's practically, you know.
Man.
So
what's
what probably happened, it looks like you going to the bank every day, somebody got jealous. Your name had to start ringing.
They got
And
jealous.
then one thing I know this, because I can attest to the drug selling part, that when the police get your name in their ear,
They get your name.
they will keep messing with you. They kept messing with me. You know, it's only by the grace of God that I didn't end up behind bars.
Because a lot of people selling.
Yeah.
Didn't end up, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people that write the laws, they folks selling too. May I add that?
Yes.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I just have been unfortunate one to get caught up. And just like my mom said, it was just, you know, I just always the unfortunate one.
Right.
They get caught up, and then they ain't catch me selling nothing or nothing. It's all because of someone else.
So let's talk about that process when they did, you know, with the charge that you got. How did that all take place? How did that all go down?
Okay, like I said, it was at where Tony Evans was trying to sell to an undercover cop. He sold to an undercover cop, and the undercover cop wanted more. He was trying to find who he providing to, which wasn't me.
Right.
I'm
You
telling
wasn't the
now,
source.
It wasn't me.
Right.
I was not his source.
Right.
You know, but he called me because, you know, I might have had what he was looking for.
That's right.
So, you know, and after, like I say, he called me, and it took him 3-4 hours. No, man, I ain't got time for this here, you know. I'm in the bed or whatever. So when I finally got up to go, then maybe, you know, I dropped something off. And to be honest, I made sure they didn't see me.
Yeah.
That's what he said. The passenger, he don't know who the driver was, and the passenger in the truck. You know, I made sure I wouldn't deal with nobody I didn't know. Period. So they lied.
Uh-huh.
So I knew this here. I said, well, man, I ain't done this here. So I took it to trial. I took it to jury trial.
took it to
Thinking
trial.
I can beat the system.
Right.
But I can't beat that system. Them people, I didn't know them police would lie like that.
So they never seen you.
They never seen me.
According to the thing, they couldn't saw
According
you
to
the way
say,
it
yeah.
set you apart. How could they see you?
And I had tinted windows.
Uh-huh.
You can't see inside.
Because you was on you was in trigger stuff.
Yeah,
wasn't you?
and then
Oh, you couldn't see
and
that.
the white man, you
It's
cannot
like a
see
spaceship.
inside of it.
Yeah.
Period. I made sure he didn't see me.
Right.
But he said he saw me. He actually sat up there and got on that stand and said he saw me hand this man. He was in a Monza RX-7. I'm in a Blazer. He in a Monza RX-7 that's sitting down low. He said he see me hand this man this dope while his hand is stuck in my truck.
Huh.
He said he actually seen my hand get this man the dope. I mean, they lied like that. The police lied like that.
Yeah,
Wow.
they still lie.
Yeah.
All the time.
And so when I went to jury trial, and I didn't tell you about the jury trial, you know, I guess it would just give me two, but I didn't know. I'm young. I don't know nothing about the system. I'm just knowing that I hadn't done this here, and I
You
think I can
you
beat
trying
it.
to be free.
Yeah.
You trying to keep
And
your
I
freedom.
got all the people, they talking about your own peers. I'm 25, 27 years old at the time. And they talking about their own peers. I got 12 juries, all of them over. I might have one over about 20-something. Rest of them was over 60, 50 years old.
What was the
Were they
makeup
white?
of the jury?
Most of them was white.
Wow.
I had 2 blacks, and the rest of them was white.
So,
And them
so,
people-
so out of
so
12,
10.
it was 10-2.
It was 10,
10
2.
whites, 2 blacks.
10,
All
10
the way
whites and
against-
2 blacks.
Is there some kind of
And they
law
get-
against that? Is it like it do it supposed to be?
Probably not at that time.
It ain't no law
It
now.
probably wasn't at that time, but it's
Yeah,
supposed to be.
I-
But you said, like I said, they say your own peers, which is supposed to be somebody that's
Around your age.
or whatever.
Right.
But this ain't what happened to me, and the jury give me this life sentence.
And they was older white people.
The older white people.
So
I said,
the
well,
older
50,
they are, the
60
closer they
years
get
old,
to that
older they, you know what I'm
racist,
saying?
like
Young
that
black
racist,
man,
like-
yes. see a young
Yeah.
black man on the stand, yes.
You automatically judge.
You automatically guilty.
Because in reality,
Wow.
at that time, they
Automatically
still got a
guilty.
lot. They knew all that slave mentality
knew
type
all-
stuff.
they
You
knew
60
all
years
that
old
shit. They
back
old,
in
yeah.
back in the 80s.
Back then, yes.
I mean, come on now.
You just
white
coming out
or
of
white,
jail.
but a young black man, man,
Yeah,
they gave
hang
me
'em
all
up.
the time. They didn't give me what
Yeah.
was a life sentence. That's exactly what they gave me.
So you
The
got
jury
hold on.
give me the life
So
sentence.
you got a life sentence for what? Let's make that
For
clear.
a 8-ball for 15 rocks.
15
Considered
rocks.
to be an 8-ball.
How much did they get a man?
$250.
$250
$250,
$250.
and you got a life sentence.
life sentence.
and a $25 fine.
Yes,
How much you do with that life sentence?
I did 30 straight years.
God damn.
Oh, you
Y'all hear that?
gotta be kidding me.
One more time. How much
did.
you do with that life sentence?
30 years.
30 calendars.
For
30 calendar years.
for $250 worth of crack cocaine.
$250 of crack cocaine.
Man, I did 8 years for aggravated robbery and a dope charge.
8 years.
I did 8 years.
You had a gun,
just
right?
I had a gun. He just had
$250 worth of dope.
So
So
when you went to- so when you went to-
watch a lot of people
go ahead.
that had murder charge or whether I don't watch all of them come and go
'Cause,
twice.
that said a lot about our system, man.
That's right. And it ain't haven't changed, but I'll get to that later, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, tell us this right here while you on that $250. You did 30 years on that sentence. You got so I know right now you flat right. No, you ain't on parole or nothing, right? I know you can't be. Let's talk about. I know you can't be on parole or nothing.
Yes, I'm on parole.
Wow.
I'm on parole to 2046.
What?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
For two
So I see now the system ain't
2046.
changed, and they still.
man. The governor
After you done 30
after
calendars.
I did 30 calendar year, they still have me on parole to
in
2046.
46. So you mean you got
23
20
more years.
23 more years
Yes.
of parole.
Yes.
Off of hold on. 1991 get caught up with $250 worth of crack cocaine. 30 years sentence, $25 fine. You did 30 years on the life sentence, and you still got 23 years of parole left.
Yes.
It's still a
Unbelievable.
setup. It's still a setup.
Yeah, because it's modern.
It's still a setup.
But
So
when they let you
anything
out
you
of there,
do,
when they let you out of there, they gave you 23 more years.
more than that,
Yeah.
yeah. 'cause
Probably,
it's been out.
right. So it probably
on
wasn't that at that
exactly.
time.
Yes.
So the system never changed.
It's still you still in the system.
I'm still in the system.
So check this out. Check this out, man. We talking about parole. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that, man. But let's take this I gotta take
It
this
is.
thing all the way back
That's crazy.
Yes.
to 30 years before that. We just can't
Okay.
skip that 30 years, man.
Yes.
How did you feel? How old was you?
Wow, man.
And how you feel when the judge told you got a life sentence?
I
How old was you?
was 29. I was flat foot. When they said life sentence, I just stood there and I couldn't believe it.
I know you
It
could.
didn't hit me
Yeah,
until
I know you.
they sent me back to the, and then I'd sit there and lay on that rack and wait a minute. God,
Your life?
Life? Man, I mean,
Was that your only dope charge?
yes, on the one dope charge. Yes.
That was your only dope charge ever you got
Yes.
convicted of.
Yes.
Life sentence, man.
That's
Man, come
difficult.
on, man.
That's my only
Y'all
dope
see how
charge.
fucked up the
I
system
got
is,
the
how they
life
do our
sentence on
people,
me.
Come
man.
on, bro. That ain't man.
How they
that
do our
girl,
people
man, I
so
done got
bad,
pissed
man.
off. That's cold, man.
Boy, that's fucked up, man.
And then, hold on, then I got to say this right here because I know this. He had a family that he had support.
Yeah, had
so think
support.
about the people that
Had
don't got the support.
Yeah.
He had to do. He got a life sentence with support. He got a family that got a good name in Blythe.
Man.
And he got a life sentence. So think about the people
That don't
that's
got
not
that
privileged to be able to that's not able to file what the thing is appeal.
and all this here.
What
yeah.
about the people that can't do that?
Man, it's safe to say, man, that they have been and they can do us any kind of way when they get ready when it comes to that law, man.
No doubt about it.
I'm
Clearly.
talking about
Clearly.
they
Still.
Actually,
They
you
still
know,
do it
they
to
gave-
this day, man. Still
When they
do
give me the
same
life
shit.
sentence, they gave me a $300,000 appeal bond.
What's
that?
explain that?
Yeah.
What's an
There's
appeal
an
bond?
appeal bond where couldn't get out and go through an appeal process. So when they give me the $300,000 appeal bond, I'll try to get bond out then, but then they called me back to court and they admitted that. They said, the judge even said, he said, man, when they give you when they gave you that life sentence, I got carried away and I gave you a high appeal bond. I'm gonna drop it down to $150,000. So when he dropped down to 150,000, but he told me I had to pay it to the county, so I had to get him to get out. Which is what I did, and I got out on appeal. And I stayed out about 8-9 months or whatever. And, and when my appeal come through, which they didn't do it, so I had to go back to the penitentiary. Yes.
So they didn't do the appeal.
Yes, they did the appeal,
Okay.
but they denied it.
They denied it.
it.
So
So
you
they-
ain't had to pay no money, did you?
I had to pay $15,000. $15,000.
And you lost that 15.
No, fortunately, the county I lost about 2,500 of it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they gave me 12,000 something back. Yes.
Okay.
Which
Dang.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
cold
So-
game, man.
So you at 29, you got a life sentence. You on your way to the penitentiary. How was it when you how was the pen when you first got there? You know what I'm saying? How was it?
The penitentiary.
Where
And
you
what
go?
pen was it? Yeah.
I went to Commons.
Commons.
At first, I went to Commons.
Big house.
The big house, yes. And it was, man, it was rough.
Why they call it the big house? It's just a nickname
Yeah,
for it.
the oldest penitentiary out
Gotcha.
in
Yeah.
Arkansas, so they
Okay.
call it the big house.
You got most
all
of the
people's gathered,
older laid back people.
old people. But I'm sitting here with, I'm laying in bed on this side or the rack on this side. This person here about to kill everybody in his family.
I say
He
that
might
all the
have
time,
right. That's what
bro.
I'm trying to say. This is a murder. He done killed people.
Yeah.
We
Then you
all
got
together.
a rapist over there.
Yeah, rape is over here, so we all together,
So it didn't matter what you got charged with.
It
You
don't
all
matter
in there
what you got charged with. You got
together.
to blend in with everyone and be strong. And just, my mindset was keep my mind right,
Yeah.
Because you got a life sentence.
Yeah, because they don't care about you. So I got to keep myself in shape, and I keep my mind right. And I did that the whole 30 years. I kept my mind right, and I kept myself in shape. And
So you came in there with that mentality.
Boy.
Like you went in the prison. Like, I'm going to
Yes.
keep my mind right.
You got to keep your
my
mind
body
right, 'cause,
together.
That's hard,
Getting
too.
a life
Yeah.
sentence at my age,
Right.
I mean,
That take your
most
mind.
people would have.
You-
I've seen some
go
Took
crazy.
themselves out.
I've seen young people just flat out breaking, just flat out and went crazy.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen this.
Yeah.
So you got to keep your mind right, and you got to stay in shape because they don't care.
Yeah.
They'll try you.
They don't care. I mean, I'm talking about even the doctors. You get sick, yeah, they gonna give you a little something. They don't care.
They ain't studying.
So you got to keep your mind right and be healthy.
For sure. Check this out, man. We're gonna get ready to take a break real quick. We'll be right back, man. This is interesting. Y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, and follow us, man.
Follow ASAP.
We'll be right back.
Yeah. Yo, this your boy Bebe, the motivator. And this episode of Real Talk Barbershop 870 is sponsored by Gillespie Insurance Group, where we make your personal lines and your commercial lines come together to decrease your risk. Look, I'm at a new location, 801 West Moultrie in the magnificent city of Blytheville, Arkansas. Here's my number, 870-623-4742. I repeat, 870-623-4742. If you're not with GIG, see ya, and I wouldn't want to be. Yeah.
Hey, what up, world? It's your boy Preacher Boy, man. I had to pause a second and let you know that this episode of Real Talk Barbershop 870 is sponsored by no other than Impeccable Cuts. Listen, you heard me right, Impeccable Cuts. If you got a big day coming up and you need to look and feel your best, be sure to book with Impeccable Cuts and jump in that hot seat, man. Treat yourself by booking your next chop, your hot towel experience, or even your relaxing facial at bookthecut.co/preachboy. That's bookthecut.co/preachboy. All the information, the address, and the phone number on the screen, man. Listen, if you need to look your best, do your job and book, and I'll do the rest. Get impeccable.
Back up in this thing.
Yeah, we back,
Man,
man.
we back.
I think before we left off, we was talking about your appeal
Yes.
or whatever. So you said that they denied it. How many times did they deny you your
Wow,
appeal?
man. At least about 10 times.
God.
No
So
doubt.
I done been through 3-4 governors.
Wow.
I'm sure. Since Tucker all the way up to Bebe, when he finally, with the help, I guess, you can say Dave Wallace, Monty, and a little support from the family, I was finally able to see, I guess they seen the injustice in what they done to me and finally let me out.
So,
Okay.
so before they let you out, we got to go all the way back again. What about life? How was you 29? You don't got hit with a life sentence.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you don't never supposed to get out. So that's not even talking about getting out right now because if you're 29, this don't even look possible.
Yes.
So how was it when you first got to the penitentiary? And let's talk about that journey. Because that was you did 30 years, right?
Yes, I did 30 years, and I don't know. I come in there, I guess with the mindset of not caring anymore. I ain't think I won't get out, so hell, I ain't stopped doing nothing.
Right.
And my mind was still on that money.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that, always on that money.
Yeah.
So even when you was a short hair.
Even when I was a short hair, I wasn't no short hair because I've been around before. So, let's see what the water. Well, they didn't stop there, so I did my thing in the penitentiary too.
So what unit you go to first?
I went to Cummins first.
Did you do all? Because I met you. I forgot what year it was. I met when I first met you. You was at Cummins.
I was at Cummins.
Was you there that whole time?
I went to church farm. I went to some old. They finally sent me to the church farm. I don't know how long it's been since I went there. And it was a little small penitentiary. And
I ain't never heard of church farm.
I'm gonna tell you what happened at the church farm is. I didn't stay in church farm long. I'm doing my thing there, and actually, these people so messed up in church farm that they locked me up for having too much commissary.
What? Too much commissary. But they'll do that. They'll do that to this day.
I had 3 locker box full of food and commissary. He told me to put. Man actually told me. I got in there. He said, "Man, these all your lockers?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I want you to put all these locker boxes and the commissary in one locker box, and you got to send the rest of it home." I never heard that before. I said, "What?" I said, "I got to send it home." I ain't had to say no more. Lock them up. That's exactly what it is. I said, "What? I got to send it home?" He said, "Lock me up." So they locked me up, and something not but back to Cummins.
So hold on, for people that don't know, what lock them up mean in the penitentiary? Because you already locked up
in the hole. Yeah, in the hole. You going to the hole
for having too much commissary.
For having too much commissary.
And
tell them what commissary
is. Back to them.
And
tell me what commissary is.
Commissary is chips and cookies and cakes and all
snacks
that.
and stuff.
Whatever.
Nothing illegal. Deodorant.
Nothing illegal. Nothing. Deodorant, just everything you can just put in your box, something to eat or whatever.
So
that's all it was.
Is it a proven? Is it like a law for you not to have so much commissary?
No, it's not. I never heard that. All the time I've been in the penitentiary, I never heard that. But I think I was just branded from Jump Street. They didn't want me there, because I guess they knew of me or whatever, and they just didn't want me there. So that was their excuse to get rid of me right then.
So back then, did they put a limit? Go ahead.
And I was a barber. I was cutting hair and stuff. People give me something for cutting their hair. I was doing it, every day. So that's mainly where I got the commissary from.
So people was paying you in commissary
to
cut their hair, stuff like that.
Cut their hair and whatever. That's how they pay you in commissary.
Gotcha.
Ain't nothing else.
Was it a limit on, now, because it was a limit on how much commissary you can buy?
It's still.
Was it a limit on it back then?
No, it wasn't no limit on it back then.
We couldn't get number like $55 a week. That's most you can spend.
No matter how much money you got.
You can only spend $55. Yes. Yeah. Right now we're 65 at a time. You can only spend 65, but there ain't no limit on how much commissary you can have in your possession.
Right.
As long as you got room to put it in. All they worrying about the room.
Gotcha.
Wow. So they sent you back to
They sent me back to Cummins.
Simply because you had too much commissary.
Mm-hmm.
Cold game.
They wrote me up.
And wrote you up.
Soon they sent me the comment. They dropped a little write up or whatever and just sent me on back to Cummins because they just didn't want me there. It was a small unit and they didn't want me there.
Wow.
So how do you, man, Trick? I'm trying to. You 29. I know we're trying to get past this point, but you got 30 years. Now you kind of like, man, damn all that, man. I did what I'm doing. I got to do here too.
Yeah, I had life sentence.
Yeah, I got life sentence. I'm doing what I got to do.
I didn't care.
Right.
And to be honest, I flat out, man. They talking about do good and
with a life sentence, who gonna care?
Cause ain't no good time.
What
good time gonna do?
What's gonna do for you?
You got me locked
for
$250 worth of dope. I'm in here for life. What I'm gonna care about in here about anything for?
That's right.
Cause you got to be angry. all these different emotions. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Stressed out, frustrated.
You already know it's unfair.
I compare myself to other people. People that life that killed people.
Yeah.
Right.
And hell, they done got less time than me, and they done got out. And I'm still up in here.
Man.
So you done seen people come and go.
Yeah, I done seen people come and go twice.
Murder charges.
On murder charges.
Wow.
I actually have.
Wow.
And
So the whole time you was down there, a guy killed somebody, came, got out, called another murder charge, came.
another one, and then got out again.
Wow.
I actually seen that.
Wow.
So after you seen all this stuff, man, how did you keep your mental strong? Like, how did you stay strong?
Man, I had to. I kept my mind right, and I kept myself in shape.
A lot of people break, man.
And man, I go at night. I lay at night. I do puzzles and do whatever it takes. I just kept my mind right, man. And I had my mind. Then I got my family to support me. And, I could be able to call and whatever. So they helped me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was hard, but
So you was doing puzzles, and what you doing? Was you reading and all that type of stuff?
I read 1,000 books.
1,000 books.
I'm telling you, that's all I did. Read every night and do puzzles every night.
No, you read PMA.
Man, everything. I can
tell you read everything.
Everything.
That's the first book you read in the pen.
Yeah.
Did you was you athletic? You get down a little bit?
I shot a little ball and flag football and whatever. And I even with you one time. We was on the team together trying to play some flag football.
Yeah.
I got a little older then. I called myself at the time. I was fast and lifted a lot of weights and. I actually was one of the strongest guys in the penitentiary.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Wow.
And I
lifting
got
them books and
trophies
stuff.
for that. So I kept myself right. I kept myself in shape.
Yeah, you
now.
did. When I met you, I say you a stand up guy. You know what I'm saying? Like when you left, I ain't know you then, but when I met you, you know what I'm saying? We spent a little time together over there at Commons. And man, you stand up guy.
Oh, well, I always have been. I always been a good. I try to keep myself. I'm like I said, even when I was selling double, I told you I talked to the people that buy from me. Especially the older ones. I know they ain't got no business on it. I'm telling them, but I'm gonna get that money too, though.
I'm gonna get the money.
I'm gonna tell them. Man, you need to leave this alone.
So you was telling them to leave it alone.
Yes,
because you had already.
I'd been through it
yourself, so you knew what it was gonna do to you.
I ain't just no one that's been selling dope that
ain't done it.
Been through it. Yeah. I've been through it. I know what it's gonna do to you.
Man, wow.
So
I definitely believe that because during my little run, I didn't get caught, thank God. But I was the same way. I just it used to convict me to sell it to a person, and then because after seeing my daddy, my uncle. What I mean? Seeing the effects it did on them, and then they tricked me before. They done tricked me to sell them some, not directly, but indirectly, and I found out later on that I end up selling them some. So I know I would just do the same thing. Like, man, had some friends, some partners of mine, real close brothers of mine that mamas or daddies come try to get it from me. I would never serve them. And then for them to women that that's your partner mama, and they coming up to you and trying to perform sexual acts on you. For that, man. If you got a heart or a conscience, it's gonna make you want to leave it alone.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So have you ever sold to one of your relatives or seen one of your relatives going down that road where you like, man, you don't need to smoke this, but I'm finna sell it to you?
I ain't turning nobody down. Get that straight now.
Bebe like, I can't sell it to you, but
about that money. I done. Man, there's one incident. This woman had to been over 80 years old.
Wow.
Wait a minute now. I didn't sell it to her. That's why I forgot about that. That's one person I flat out turned down.
Said, no, I'm not dealing with that.
I said, no, I couldn't deal with that. I said, wait a minute. I'm not finna do this here. I ain't gonna even mention that name, but I didn't do that.
Gotcha.
That's one time I just thought about that. I did not sell this with the woman at that age.
Man.
Okay. So back to the penitentiary. I know you said you kept your mind. You read your books, you did your puzzle.
Right.
Was there any time within them 30 years where you felt like breaking? Where your mind wasn't as strong as, it may have been a point to where you was like, man, I'm trying to keep my mind, but my mind, I can't take it no more.
Right.
No.
Wow.
Even in the hold, I've been in the hold plenty of time now. So even in the hold, You know what the hold is. You do 30 days, no books, no.
That's jail inside of
you don't
jail.
get no books and nothing. You don't get nothing. No deodorant. No. They stopped that though. They started giving you deodorant now. But,
Yeah.
they didn't give you nothing at the time. You just in there. You do 30 days and then that's it. But no, I never did break.
So that's the true jail right there in the hole.
That's the
Yeah.
Oh,
main-
yeah, shit.
In
You talking
jail,
about some-
Spray your ass.
when you're in a prison, we call the whole jail, but the actual jail is the free world.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, when you actually just locked
Yeah,
up, that's
but
the
that
free
hole-
world. But that
Yeah.
hole, that's jail.
So y'all seeing cats like, man, he finna go to jail. Man.
Yeah.
Dog, I ain't gonna see him in 30 days.
Believe me, you don't want to go to jail. You don't want to go in that hole.
See, we
Yeah,
ain't go-
old boy went to jail the other day, man. Yeah.
Wow, ain't this
So,
But they
so?
can't. It's so bad you can't do but 30. Where they try to do, you can't do but 30 days at a time. But
Okay.
if you get to messing up, they gonna give you some more.
Yeah.
I know some people. Some of them been in there over a year or
So-
more.
A year in the hole.
So are you
yeah.
when you in the hole, are you able to what are you able to
have to
bathe,
do
bath,
nothing.
anything?
You bath every other day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not every day.
Yeah.
Maybe every other day. And
It's
you
real
don't get
lonely
no-
spot.
At the time, you don't get no deodorant. You don't get nothing.
Yeah.
Got you.
Now, they stopped that now.
Gotcha.
They just
It's a
started-
real lonely spot in a
it's
hole.
Too stinking. They say they stopped
It's,
that.
it's meant to
It's
break
very
you.
long.
Yeah. What I know they gave you a meal once a month.
No, you got to get that mail.
Yeah.
They're gonna give you mail every day.
Every
Okay.
day.
In the hole. That's
Okay.
all you gonna
Yeah.
get. That's
You
all
gonna
look
eat
for.
and you gonna
ain't
get
finna-
your-
gonna
Yeah, they
eat.
gonna slide the
And you
trays
gonna-
under the
Yeah,
door.
they gonna slide the tray. They gonna eat and you gonna get that meal and that's all
Yeah.
you gonna get.
And you ain't so you
Other than
basically
that,
in
you
the,
ain't getting nothing. No books, no radio, no. You ain't finna listen to nothing.
so you just in the you just in your mind really.
You just
for the
in
most
your
part.
mind, but you got other people on the side of you, so y'all be hollering at each other and all
Talking
this.
to
Yeah,
each
that's the only
But you
way
can't
to
see
entertain
nobody.
yourself. You know, somebody might be in there trying to rap or whatever.
Yeah, you can't see nobody.
No, you ain't see nobody.
Might wake up and say, hey, 10:23, you woke down there?
So
Go
let
on,
me-
hit something for me. They
Yeah.
way down there rapping.
Yeah, they rapping.
Yeah,
that's your
That's your
entertainment.
entertainment.
Yeah.
That's
That's your
all
entertainment.
you gonna get.
Right.
So let me ask you this. You said that even in the hole, you kept your mind.
Yes.
So I know a lot of times that has it been like when you get those calls from home, you be like uplifting to them, and you in jail for life, but you being
You're right,
uplifting
you're right. That's a
to
good
the people at the house that's
That's a
going
good
through,
question,
but you
man.
being there for them.
That's a good
You
question.
know what I'm saying?
Man. And you're right. Even though I was down or whatever, but when they called, I stayed uplifted. I didn't want them to worry.
That's how my brother was.
So I stayed uplifted regardless, even how depressed I was or whatever. But when I was able to call home or whatever, I stayed uplifted. And other
That's
than
what's
that,
up.
yeah.
They felt better. Trust me, and I know this
Yes,
for a
I
fact.
don't want the family to
They
worry.
felt better knowing that you was all right.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell me, you got any kids?
I have one son, yes. I have
Okay.
a son.
So you did have a son while you was, okay.
He done been down. He been for me.
Okay.
And he come down to see me or whatever. And
That's what's up.
he just went in live at the time, but yes.
How was your support overall while you was down there? Because, a lot of people,
Yeah,
you seen it like a lot of people ain't down there ain't got nobody.
No support whatsoever. They
Really,
don't
man.
get nothing. Nobody don't send them no money, no nothing. So
Really?
you just
They forget about you.
They got this
Yeah.
thing called, what is it,
Wow.
energy?
energy. They
Energy
get
for them people.
What do you mean by
$10
energy?
a month. They don't
About
get no
$10
more
a month where you can buy your deodorant and
Deodorant. They you ain't get no food or nothing. Now.
Yeah.
You ain't getting no
Just buy
snacks.
you
no
get
snacks.
deodorant, envelopes,
That's all they gonna give you. Yeah.
stuff like that, shampoo.
And then on Christmas they give you what? It started out with $2. Now I guess it's $6
$2.
now. It's $6
Yeah.
now. They give you $6 a year.
Yeah.
That's it. Wow. $6 a year. That's all you gonna get.
So if you ain't got no support in that thing, like you
All that
really
labor.
You really
Yeah.
mentally messed up for the
yeah,
most part.
And, man.
And it's in y'all opinion,
And the food is so bad. You got to eat something.
got you.
So it's hard, man, on a person that don't
Yeah.
have nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
They ain't got nobody to send them no money or nothing.
I thank God for my folks while I was down there, but I was
Yeah,
able to get
but
my
I always
own
able,
money
yeah,
too.
I get,
Yeah.
you gonna get, the ones that don't have nothing, I always give them something.
Yeah.
So
Man, that's crazy.
I just can't deal with that.
Well, let's talk about the transition out the pen, man.
Man,
Well, hold on. Can we
Yeah.
before you transition out the pen? I had a question about the governors. When you wrote an appeal to the governors or whatever, what was their reasoning for not overturning your appeal? What was the reason for them not
you
saying?
know that's why I know they don't read it, because they said they said abuse of the hardness of the crime, which ain't nothing but selling drugs.
The
See,
hardness of
the what?
They thinking of
Hardness
that.
of the-
Yeah, harshness. The harshness.
Harshness of the crime.
Yeah.
So I know then
Harshness of the
they
crime.
couldn't have read.
Hey,
They
look
couldn't
at
have read.
it.
They just
So-
go by there and just sign.
When was your first appeal?
Wow, man.
After how many years?
I remember that, y'all.
Or did you file when you
Six or seven-
first?
No, I can't file then. You had to do about 6 or 7 years or whatever. Then I filed. Wow. But like I said, I done filed about 10 times.
The
I've been
harshness of the
at least
crime.
denied about 10 times.
Was that the reason for every time?
Every time, harshness of the crime.
$250 8-ball. One-time drug offender.
They don't read it. They don't read it.
Life.
Like you said, they
Harshness
ain't
of the
reading
crime,
nothing.
baby.
They
Not
just
reading.
sign it.
That's what I
You know
know,
what I'm
big
saying?
governor.
Man, I hope
If you
this- I
ain't
hope
getting
this
no
read.
help from nobody, like I say, if it wasn't, like I said, if it wasn't for either Monty and David Wallace at the time,
Shouts out to Big
time, no, I'd probably be still out.
Wow.
Shout out
You know,
to
Shout out to
Monty.
Monty
What's up, Monty?
Hodges and
Yes,
Dave
and
Wallace.
Wallace. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we
my partner Doug Sims,
and Doug Sims.
he
So-
was able to.
Shout out to
Yes.
before we transition to what Ro was saying about you leaving the penitentiary, I got a quick question about the overall population of the penitentiary. How many? I guess what percentage do y'all think that don't got no support?
Oh man, the majority of the percentage.
The
Yes,
majority
it's
of the people don't got
it's
no.
over 50%. Yes,
Wow.
majority,
Yeah.
like he says, the majority of the percentage.
Don't got no support.
Most of them, they either done awarded welcome out with their family or
You know
whatever,
what I'm
and they just ain't got no support. Man.
Wow, man.
And they
Or they family just done been supporting them for so long.
so long they done gave up on them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them like that, and it's hard because them the one they gonna do what they can to try to get what they can, so they can
So
either
now
gonna
they getting
steal
caught
or rob
up.
or whatever
Yeah, now.
from the other people's. But they got a nice security there nowadays, so it's
Yeah.
kind of hard. Back in the days they didn't you kill somebody or whatever, you
That's
ain't
what I
gonna get
said.
nothing. But now you kill somebody, they gonna shoot.
Yeah,
you
you'll
get a
get
life
some time.
sentence.
You'll get some
Yeah,
time.
you get some time now. But back in the day, you kill somebody, you ain't gonna get no more than 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, shoot, you think they were doing it?
Yeah.
Did you see a lot of killing, violence, and stuff like that inside?
Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
I see that all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody commit suicide because they gave up?
Yes.
Well, they walk in on
A
folks
lot of
hanging.
them, yeah.
Really, man.
Oh yeah.
Walk in a lot of times, people just engage with youngsters.
The game.
Young.
Hang themselves and whatever.
Yeah.
And like I said, I done seen a lot of them just flat out go crazy.
God,
Couldn't handle it.
Your mental, man. Damn.
Yeah.
How
couldn't
do
handle it.
You 30,
Couldn't
you
handle
got 30 years. You seen all this, man. That's traumatic.
No doubt.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's mental. That's
Like I
mental
said, you
trauma,
got
man.
To be,
Yeah.
You got to be strong, man, to deal with it.
Boy, that's trauma.
And you get frustrated. You get kind of pissed off when you understand the fact that he got to go through all this for an 8-ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I can't. That's what
That's why I couldn't-
got me so
it
angry
kept-
right now.
Yeah, it kept bothering me, man. It just, damn, man, how the hell I'm
People that done took somebody's life coming in, doing time, and
got
leaving.
murder charges, got less time than me, man.
I felt the same.
And you
Yeah.
got 23 more years of parole.
Just how,
So you still in the system.
Still
man, just
in the
think how
system.
many people they do like that. How many black people they do like that, man.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
they,
I know it's about. I know a lot of them that you just got drug charges like me. They got life sentence too now.
crazy.
Most of them still in there right now.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers brung the dope to the
Yeah, and they
To
brought
us.
it. They brought it. Ain't no
brung it in
sense.
and the guns, dope and the guns
in our neighborhood.
to our neighborhood.
Gentrified our neighborhood.
Yes,
Redline them.
Yes.
Wouldn't give you no loans. Raised
Yes.
our loan value a double
They
the amount
did
of a white
that.
person. All
They
those
did
things
that.
that we got systematically
They did
done to
that.
us.
And
Man,
one of the biggest things, they separated families. They
Man,
took black men
that's
out
the
the
whole.
family.
That's the
Stuff
most
like that.
hurtful thing.
You know what I'm saying?
take the
most
black
damaging
man
thing.
away.
The
Take the
most
black
damaging
man away,
separate
bro.
them.
You know,
Take
you
him
got
away.
you got more single mothers
Throw 'em
out
in
here
jail,
raising children
kill
by
'em.
A lot of
themselves.
single mom, yes.
You know
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying?
I'm
Because
sure a lot of people was depending
Right.
on you because you had the money.
Yeah.
and they demonize
That's
anybody that come to try to save us, like the Black Panthers, Bobby Seals, and all those people that was trying to bring things to our neighborhood. The race riots of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Anytime we had black people that was trying to deliver us, they were demonized. They looked at the Black Panther Party as more of a threat than even the Russian government.
Well, they didn't
How?
they didn't want to see nothing progress come
Not
out
from
the black community.
Nothing black.
It's just that simple. Like
Nothing
that,
black.
that ain't really nothing. I mean, that's just part of it. That's the part of reality that we live in. Yeah, they don't want to see no. Anytime you're taking
Yeah,
black
just
men
Cleveland.
out of houses,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For nothing.
For nothing.
For nothing.
Why the
You know what I'm
fuck?
saying?
Why the fuck y'all think it's still the reality though?
Because it's more different, still the reality. I mean, because
Well,
Because
the same
it's
principle still
generations.
alive.
It's generations of leaders that's first, second, third generation that still got this shit in them.
That's what I'm saying. It's still the same
Still
principle.
got the
They still don't
same
want
people
to
running.
progress.
That's right.
Well, a lot of it is modern day slavery. I think chains never been broken. People never seen anything outside of what they seen. It's just a sense of, when you start taking fathers out of homes, that's what the trend be. Now you got more women that feel like they don't need no man because that's what the situation was.
Right.
Yep.
Anytime you take men out the house and I'm doing it by myself now,
Right.
I ain't really finna take nothing for no men.
That's
You know what I'm
exactly
saying?
it.
So now it just builds up and builds up and builds up. Now you got our whole culture is ruined.
It's ruined.
By a lot of this crack and different things about sending black men
Drugs
to
and guns.
penitentiary.
That's it.
It's
That's
tough,
it.
man.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, that crack did it.
That crack did it.
That crack messed his whole
And
community up.
Every
man.
generation, it's a new drug. Now look at the new drug now, fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
There's not a severe punishment though until it started hurting white people. See, there was no severe
the
punishment.
meth.
Yeah,
The meth. That's why I said every
Now you
generation.
get caught with meth, you gonna get hung.
And that's
Why?
somebody-
Not because of the fake us.
That ain't
We
not
don't
drug.
do that.
That ain't not
You
drug
didn't
of
know
choice.
about the meth when they started giving people time with the meth. All the white guys that started coming to the penitentiary.
Wow.
And believe me, they were getting life with life just like the crack. But they stopped it. They shut that down. They cut that because there were too many white people coming in that penitentiary.
Wow.
There was more white people coming
Sure ain't lying.
than blacks at that time.
They couldn't
And them
have
people
that.
They cut it off.
They couldn't
They
have it.
didn't give them that time.
White
no more.
folks in there
They
cooking.
shut that down.
Yeah.
Man, they crooked, man.
He calling a spade
fucked up,
right
y'all.
there.
You call it what it is.
It's out to get us.
You drop a bunch of hungry
realize
dogs all in the same area, and they all hungry. What they gonna do? They gonna devour one another.
Yeah.
If you
Trust.
drop a bunch of us that never had nothing in our life, we never had no wealth. We already 400 years behind the 8 ball.
400.
Right now, we still 400 in
Still behind,
2023.
still behind.
We 400 behind the 8 ball financially. You give us something to get us up. We serving our own people, killing them, not really knowing it because, like he said, I'm about the money. I ain't never had it.
Yeah.
We still like ravaging dog. We tearing up our own neighborhoods. We feeding our people this poison,
And we killing each other
we
at a
killing
high
each other
level.
At a high
Killing each
level.
other at a high level.
But they dropped us all in the same area. Kill each other. This how y'all gonna do it. Let me put this cocaine in y'all neighborhood and he gone.
Exactly.
That's right.
And give y'all Compton.
Exactly.
Give y'all West
They're either
Road.
gonna kill each other or they're gonna send you on to the penitentiary. One way or
Because
the
you know
two, they're
one
gonna
thing
get rid
they
of
ain't
you.
gonna do. They ain't gonna just throw out that money to us, them loans and shit. They gonna
No.
get everybody else.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Just like Big said, they gonna bring this dope in.
I don't think they get us along for as a church, so we
Exactly.
can keep each other stuck.
Exactly.
In that way too.
So we can have 100 churches and you know what I'm saying? Instead of everybody coming together and man, the
Yeah,
system fucked
that,
up.
that and we can get into that because it's passionate. All us men in this
Yeah,
thing, we
man.
can get passionate about that real quick. So
Yeah.
let's transition.
Yeah.
Back, back to when you
I
I guess
got
when you started feeling like you can see some light at the end of the tunnel when it was a possibility of you getting up out that thing.
Man, that was a hell of a feeling. That was a hell of a feeling there. When I finally, I thought I was off. When I finally got the thing, they said they were going to release me. I'm
What
thinking,
year was this?
What, the 23, 21?
21.
21.
This
21,
23.
It's 2 years ago.
21.
2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm less than 2 years. I've been
And it was 91 when you went.
Boy.
Yeah, 91 when I went.
So just 2 years ago when you got a paper says you gonna be released.
Yes, but I thought I wasn't gonna be on no parole.
Wow.
And boy, they helped me and all this stuff. But when I got released, 30 years, man, I didn't want to. It was hard. I mean, I was more paranoid than everything.
I
didn't
bet.
want
I can
to go
only
to no
imagine.
Gas station. I'm looking at the news with these people killing people. And I mean, I was schizophrenic.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to no gas station. Didn't want to be around nobody or nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm actually just not kind of getting over it a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
So
it's been almost 2 years.
Let's go back. Let's go back. How did you feel when you got that mail and you opened it up
Man,
and it said
I
you
was
gonna be
Tucker Max,
released?
too.
You was at Tucker Max?
Yeah, I was Tucker Max. Locked up in the cell 24/7.
Mm.
So you know that.
Already.
Man, it was a good feeling, but I was confused because I didn't know they didn't actually tell me when or whatever. So I'm in,
Yeah, now you're anxious.
and waiting and I'm
Did you cry?
yeah, I cried.
Yeah, I cried.
Yeah.
Man,
Tears of joy like hell.
Yes,
I bet.
Until when I first got it, then I was damn. What taking so long now?
Right.
Yeah,
Come on with it.
Out of here.
I'm ready to go tomorrow.
Get out of here. The hell got them released now. I'm thinking, but all the time I was on parole, so I had to wait and get some parole and all this old junk I didn't know nothing about. So
Yeah.
when I finally did leave, I mean, hell, I had lost all interest in. I was just waiting to see what's gonna happen. So I didn't never know. I didn't never know the real date.
Yeah. You just know that at some point I'm
Yeah,
going home.
at some point I'm going.
Could be
home.
next
And
week,
man,
could be 3
next
years.
week, 2-3 days. Now hell, that didn't work out right for me. Hell,
From what point in time you received a release letter to then how much longer did you
It took
actually
about-
get out?
maybe a month.
Oh, wow.
So you got
Okay,
to
so
When,
that-
I got,
that
when I
was-
got the thing back from the parole from the governor saying that he finna release me, so I had to check into it, and it still ended up being maybe a month or
yeah,
more.
he should have pardoned you, man. Hell, he only went
Yeah,
out
he
here.
should have pardoned me. Should let me right on out.
Damn right.
And then I wouldn't have to go through that. I would have left that the next day. No
Yeah.
parole, no nothing, But they had me on parole, so I had to wait and go through the changes of parole plans and all this
Yeah.
stuff, that I ain't know nothing about. So,
But when you walked out them gates,
man,
how did hit you?
they hit me. My sister and them was out there trying to film me live. I said, don't y'all film me.
You didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I didn't
You
want
scared
them-
of cameras.
I'm scared of cameras. Don't y'all film me live coming about this pension. I'm trying to sneak up on some papers. so
Try to sneak up on some paper.
yeah, some papers and everything. So,
Yeah.
man. Like I say, they took so long, it kind of threw my spirit away.
The
The
excitement.
the excitement. But when I was out there waiting on the people to come on, and they still took, I don't know how long to let me up out of there. Man, it just frustrated, man.
Yeah.
You got to walk around
Because-
kind of mad.
Because people don't understand that between the time they singing that release paper and the time you actually left,
Yeah, you got to go
you
through the process, man.
you could have did something in the middle of that
That's
time
right,
and
to
messed it
that
up.
Messed
Yeah,
that up.
you know what I'm saying?
Instead of calling people, what y'all waiting on all this?
Yeah.
I
Like,
could have
anything coulda happened.
And then now you ain't going nowhere then.
Yeah, anything could have happened
Being
within
on
them 30
parole, that
days.
would happen. Now if I was flat, it'd be a different story. They would have let me right on out. But they kind of messed up. They messed that up too.
Wow.
For as my release. I'll let you hear me, and the next day let me out. Then all that, man.
What are you going to continue to try to pressure, or try not pressure, but
Yes, I'm
the new governor, Sarah Huckabee?
Yeah,
The
I'm
volume.
gonna try to help her. Can she help me? And Dave Wallace, he's supposed to be trying to help me since he's senator.
You stay on him.
Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
gonna try to help me. And like I say though, now I feel a lot better. I can tell you, when I first got out, man, I ain't want to be around nobody.
Yeah.
Was you in
I
shock
was-
almost to a certain
Man,
extent?
I ain't want to be in no filling station, no grocery store, no
You still
nothing
call it
around
filling
my
station.
people.
No, you've been
I'm finna ask
Man,
you.
I'm-
Look,
filling station.
what's the
Filling station. What you call it now?
Gas station.
No, you still in
So
the
you
church.
know-
Oh, that's what he calling it. I thought he
station.
talking about filling steak station.
No, I'm talking about the filling station, the gas.
Gas station, yeah.
Man.
You talking to him right now, Doc.
Man,
Yeah.
just to let you know,
Yes,
hey, the generation is so different now, man.
Yeah.
If only they'll listen to this, man. This powerful.
For sure, man.
And look, since we talking about the generations, I know that you went through some injustice. But if you can go back, would you just not? If you could change anything, would you just not mess with the crack? I mean,
Yes,
because
that's-
if you wasn't messing with
I
it
wouldn't
in the
mess with it. I
first place,
never
you would never.
be-
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, with the apartment, yeah. Because I was working. Now, let's get this straight now. I was working.
Right.
I worked it every day. Delivering food at Snyder Wholesale. So, just, I don't know, man. I read it, man.
But
It's
you,
the fast
it's fair to
money.
say that it
Fast
ain't-
money.
It's fair to say that it wasn't worth it though.
It wasn't worth it.
Cause you did 30
wasn't
years.
worth it at all.
Even though it was
not
injustice.
worth it. It was injustice, but it was not worth it. I wanted people ain't got no business doing it there.
Right.
It wasn't worth it at all.
Especially after something like this can happen.
Especially out of something like this. I don't care what it was. I mean, I was doing good at the time and having whatever I want to have, buy whatever I want to have, but it's not worth it. Because right now, I ain't got a pot. I ain't going to say no more. But yeah, I understand.
But you still got the mindset of when you still want that money.
Well, I still want that money, but I'm trying to do it the right,
Right way.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
The right way this time.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what's
Man,
up,
this
man.
been a good one here, boy.
Hey, man, shout out to you, man, and your journey, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Because-
for real.
Yeah.
It's tough, man.
It's touching.
Yeah, it's touching.
It's touching,
tough.
man. You know, because you seeing it. You know, you hearing it from back in them days when crack first hit.
Yeah.
You know, and how it transitioned our culture. I mean, it's
Yeah.
tough to deal with to today. You know, and it still got a major effect on us today. You know, so
Still today, it
yeah.
still have a major effect.
Yeah,
And the fact you can sit here with the same mind after doing all that, that's impressive. bro.
very much so.
That's impressive. So shout out to you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Thank you.
Major
What
shout
all
out to
you got after 30 years? What all you got going for yourself? You done been out almost what,
Oh,
a
I
year?
forgot to say that now.
Yeah, what you got going for
'Cause them
yourself?
30 years and gave me disability. I can't even work no more.
Can't even work.
I'm
Wow.
all messed up. My neck, back, knees,
everything
and
messed up,
So
yeah.
I'm drawing disability.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I can't,
PTSD.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sure
I'm
it's
messed
trauma.
up. So I'm drawing disability and I'm just trying to survive.
Yeah.
Something like that. Whatever it is, I'm satisfied whatever it is. Because
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not going no further with it.
That's
no
right.
more
That's what's up,
legalists.
bro.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man.
Man, it's been a great episode, man. Been
Oh,
a touching,
man, awesome.
a touching episode, man. I'm hoping that this, your words touch somebody out there.
Yeah, I
For sure,
hope
for
so.
sure.
That's one thing we hoping. Because this has been a story, man. And it definitely touched me. I tell you that
Just
much.
get all the way to the president. Maybe he can pardon you.
Yeah.
I have went there, but Obama, he actually wrote me a letter and told that he couldn't do nothing for me because
state.
it's state.
Oh,
Yes, they-
man.
At
Okay.
least he tried. At least
Yeah.
he actually wrote me.
So he
He
actually
did
reached out.
He reached.
Obama
Man,
wrote
shout out to
me,
you,
Shout out to
Obama,
President
man.
Obama.
Shout out to
He did that.
Obama, man.
He wrote me and told me if he can, he will, but it's the state. He can't do nothing for me.
That's tough, boy.
That's what he said, yeah.
That's tough, boy.
So man, we finna get ready to close this thing, man. We want to say before we let you go, man, we want you to look in that camera right there. You know what I'm saying? And if you got one last thing to say to the youth or to the community, to the justice system, you know what I'm saying?
I don't want to say nothing to them.
You know what I'm saying? If one last message you can leave these people, what would it be?
Well, for the youth, I need for them to just stop the violence, man.
Yes, sir.
I mean, just stop the violence and just grow up. Just grow up and do the right thing. But main thing, stop the violence.
Stop the violence.
Yeah.
That's the word. That's the main thing.
That's it.
Man, we thank you so much.
Sure.
Trick.
Appreciate
Man,
it.
Trick,
Trick.
boy.
Sure,
Man, let's give it up one time for Trick, man.
Yes,
We
sir.
Give it up coming on, man. Appreciate you so much.
sir.
man.
Thank you for
Outstanding.
being on, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad to be here.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
We glad to have you here.
Hey man, interesting story.
No
man.
doubt about it.
Dope story,
We
bro.
appreciate that. Yes, sir. We definitely appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's your boy Ro.
It's your boy Priest Boy Spann.
It's your boy Bebe the Motivator.
And it's JR, a.k.a. Mr. Rogers.
Eddie Dixon, better known as Tricky. The only one now.
The only one.
Hey, you done tuned in to Real Talk Barbershop 870.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Got thrown